5 things you need to know about marketing this week. My name is Roger Gallegos. I'm the founder and CEO of Beacon Marketing. Today we're going to be talking about your target audience, specifically how you can create a customer avatar. Now, I like this topic, and I think this is an important topic because we all believe that creating a target audience is something like, well, I'm looking for small, medium-sized business owners from 20 to 50 years old, and that's it. Well, that's not really it, because you really haven't defined who you're targeting. When you're talking about a target audience, you're really digging down deep. You're looking at their demographics, who they really are, how they think, what problems are they experiencing, how it affects them, and how solving the problem will make their life better. That's really, when you dig down deep into it, that's what you're looking at. What you do with a customer avatar is you bring that further to life. You actually begin picturing a customer. You may even picture a particular customer that's a current customer, or maybe one that you've worked with in the past. And the reason you want to do that is when you create content, when you think of the problems you're solving, you actually start beginning to picture a real person. And so, like, when I do these videos, I actually think, when I'm looking at the camera, I actually picture that I'm talking to someone, that I'm telling them why they should create a customer avatar for their business and their marketing efforts. And I actually have a few different people, a few different avatars that I switch through in my mind. Some of them are actual clients that I worked with. And it helps. It really, really does. Because then instead of just speaking out into the ether, I'm actually giving someone advice. And that always goes easy, because guess what? You are the subject matter expert. You know what to do in your industry. So creating an avatar helps you personalize the process a little bit more and makes you appear more authentic and give better knowledge and marketing material out there in the world. So we're going to break down in this video how the 5 steps to creating a customer avatar. First is give your avatar a name. It makes it more personal. So instead of saying a business owner 40 to 50 years old, you say Art. Art is the business owner. He is coming to me for problems. So how am I going to help Art? What advice and what knowledge am I going to share with Art in my marketing materials to help convince him to come to me? So first step is a real simple one. Give your avatar a name. Second is detail some demographics. So go sticking with Art here is, how old is Art? Art is 40 to 50 years old. Where does he live? He lives on the east side of town. He is a male. Those type of things. You can say he even has a family. He has, because his household is part of the demographics. So he's 40, 50 years old. He has 3 kids. He's married. He makes about $75,000 a year. Those things help you better create content, because now, instead of just seeing some bland person, you're seeing Art. Art is 40 to 50 years old. He lives on the east side of town. He has kids. He has a wife. He works for an ad agency, or he works for an accounting firm, or maybe he does construction. So as I said those, you're probably picturing Art in different uniforms. And you're picturing him in different situations. So you would speak to him in different ways. That's the whole purpose of this. Next is detail some psychographics. How does Art think? So you could go in ways that, Art, he doesn't really like Facebook or Twitter. He thinks the information is too toxic, so he stays off of those. So right there, just by that process, I'm not going to use Twitter or Facebook to try to attract Art. Art, he likes to really understand what he's buying and what's it for. So Art likes to do his research. So guess what? Maybe an ebook would be his route. So you see how this works, how because I'm breaking this down, I'm beginning to think of details. I promise you I'm doing this on the fly. I have little notes here on the side, but I'm really doing this on the fly, where I'm thinking of things and how that affects from a marketing point of view. So that's why you want to do this, because as you go through, you start thinking of how you could approach this person and new details affect different things. Number 4. So number 3 is detail psychographics. Get deep into how they think. Number 4 is give it a narrative. So let's say Art is a a graphic designer with 3 kids, a wife, a mortgage, 2 cars, but you know what? He needs a bigger house. Although he lives on the east side of town, he'd rather move to the north side because there's bigger property there. He wants more property. His kids are getting older, so he wants property so that would allow his kids and his daughter to go, his sons and his daughter to go out and play basketball in the backyard. And his wife has always wanted a garden, and the place they live, they don't have that, so looking for a big place. So let's say you are a realtor. So now you are picturing art. You understand art. You see how he's thinking. You see how he feels. And because I say he's not on Facebook or Twitter, you're not going to waste your time with those. So maybe because I said that art likes to really understand what he gets into, you approach art in the way of an ebook. So maybe you create an ebook that says 10 things you need to know about buying a new home. And you break down the process for him. So he learns it. He starts beginning to trust you. You see how this all starts working together? That's really the neat part of this, and this is why I love marketing. So create a narrative that you put the customer in a situation where they need your services. How are you going to address that? It's a really helpful process. Number 5, outline the interaction. I started it a bit with that ebook. So detail interaction of how maybe Art will see your ebook. So maybe he's out there on websites and he sees an ad, or maybe he's searching for something and he sees you buy a Google ad. So maybe he's online and he says homes for sale north side of into your town, and he goes up and he sees an ad for you. He clicks on the ad for the ebook and goes, "This is some great information. I'm going to download that." And he downloads it. Follow the interaction to its logical conclusion of you contacting him or him contacting you. That will help you develop the steps along the way. So now you have, in these first 5 steps, you have created an avatar, given them a name, you've detailed who they are, you detailed how they think, you created a narrative around them, and you outlined an interaction. So right now, you have a plan of action for how to interact with art. Now I'm sure you're saying, well, Roger, that's just one person. Well, guess what? Art encompasses a lot of people, because there's a lot of males with families who have a professional style job, a job that can be classified as business professional. A lot of them have mortgages. A lot of them are looking for bigger homes. So art becomes the avatar for that group of people. So as you put content out, you could put content that targets that group of people. Now, a bonus item for the Beacon 5 this week, so this is actually Beacon 6, but we won't call it that, we'll just call it a bonus. Repeat that process. Like I said, you probably have different subsects of your audience. So maybe art represents the male ones. So maybe you put out content that would even target Art's wife, because maybe Art's wife likes Facebook. Maybe she likes Twitter. She doesn't have the problems that Art does. So maybe a Facebook ad or a Facebook group might appeal to her. So that's how you work this process out. That's why creating an avatar is so important, because you're actually envisioning in your mind how these different interactions will go, who these people are, how they think, which helps you create a richer experience for them, which I've covered before in previous content. That's how this thing works. So let me know what you think of a target audience and creating a customer avatar. I'm interested in hearing that. As always, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. In the description below, I will include a link into this week's blog, where I pretty much cover the same things, because I feel it's an important topic, but goes a little more detail because it's written. So feel free to check that out in the description below. I'll also include a link to sign up for a free 30-minute discovery session where you and I sit down for 30 minutes or so virtually and discuss where your marketing efforts are and how I might be able to help. And lastly, sign up for Beacon Marketing's email newsletter. Comes out every Monday afternoon. It's just some good information about marketing and how you promote your business. So that's it for me today. Look forward to hearing from you. Thanks so much.